Howdy folks, welcome to another balmy spring day out here in West Vancouver, and those are not words I thought I was going to say this morning, because when I woke up this morning it was cold, white and misty. I actually thought we were going to get snow the way it looked outside. And then again, but that's Vancouver. Like half an hour later, boom, sun's out and it's beautiful. So here we are. Hopefully it's our final spring now and not just another fake one or another like mock spring. Let's hold thumbs. Lots of things happening, lots of things coming up. Anyway, in today's video, I want to talk, I guess, about the elephant in the room, something I haven't touched on, and a lot of people ask me about, especially from South Africa, because they're not here and they don't know about it, and that is this whole tariff situation and the Canadian financial situation, the economy and stuff like that. And the reality is, from where I'm standing, I can see that the economy is taking a bit of strain. I see a lot more houses up in the market. I see things are a little bit shaky. But then again, as far as the tariffs goes, there's a number of ways to look at it. And I know the most popular way currently in Canada and the world is, oh, Trump's a bully and he's like putting the tariffs in and it's going to break Canada and we have to put elbows up and fight and fight and fight America. And while some of it makes sense, not everything makes sense in my opinion. The reality is, I think that Trump is probably doing Canada a big favor, because you know what? We became complacent. Canada has over the years become very complacent dealing with the US, our little big brother. They're going to look after us and we don't have to worry, and we're going to get export all our stuff there and get paid well and awesome. It's all lekker. But the reality is, there's a bunch of things that we needed to sort out internally in Canada. One of the main benefits that I think is going to come from this whole Trump tariff thing is the interprovincial trade. I mean, it's just one of the silliest things that in Canada there's all of these provinces, and while we are one country, there's a bunch of rules and regulations that prevents a lot of interprovincial trade. I can't sell biltong from BC into Alberta without getting another license to trade in Alberta, and it's a different bunch of paperwork that you need to do there. Or you can't send it over there because there's another rule and regulation there. I mean, there's places like I think it's Ontario and Quebec, where you have alcohol that are being sold at different prices. The one is cheaper than the other, and you have the same town where on this side of town alcohol is cheaper than on that side of town, but technically or legally you're not allowed to drive from the expensive side across to the other province and buy the cheap alcohol and drive back to your house, because if you do that you are actually illegally importing the alcohol into the other province. I mean, it's just mind-blowingly stupid if you ask me, some of these rules and regulations, and we're not going to go into why they exist. I mean, it's been like that forever. There's a bunch of there's things like, even with employees, and then if you are working as a safety consultant in BC and you want to go work as a safety consultant in Saskatchewan, you need to do a new course or you need to do an updated thing because they've got slightly different rules and regulations over there. It's just nuts. I mean, the reality is that it's oftentimes easier to trade with the US than it is with the rest of Canada. And that is one of the things that I'm seeing right now is being changed very, very quickly. I mean, whether it's our new Liberal PM that announced that by the 1st of June or by the end of June or something, they're going to have all of this crap sorted out so that interprovincial trade is easier, or by our Polyev, our conservative candidate for the election that's coming up on the 28th of April, that's also looking at interprovincial trade. The beauty is the Trump tariffs have shone a spotlight of like 1,000,000 watts on this interprovincial trade barrier. So that is a great thing. They're going to sort that out. It's going to make it so much easier to do business in Canada. Hopefully, touch wood. I mean, I was looking at wine. Somebody wants to import wine. And you literally, if you want to bring your wine from South Africa, you're going to go through the federal regulations to say that you can bring the wine into Canada. And then there's a different set of regulations for each of the provinces that you need to go through. I mean, it's just silly. Even the South African Institute, it's a federal non-profit, but in order to operate in the provinces, you need to go and register it in each of the provinces as well. It's just a lot of red tape and nonsense that is completely unnecessary. And the beauty of the Trump tariffs, whether you love Trump or whether you hate Trump or whether you like the idea of tariffs or you don't like it or you think it's going to crash the economy, the one good thing that it's going to do is it's going to make Canada look inward and maybe sort out the stupid interprovincial trade barriers. And they seem all in on that. So I'm super excited about that. It's going to give us that extra little bit of go so that we can really grow. The other thing that it's done is it's also shined a spotlight on some of the self-harming policies that we've had. You know, look, I'm all for environment and I'm all for living clean and green and doing all of those things. But the reality is that Canada had a bunch of rules and regulations that were not ideal. I mean, you cannot restrict energy. It's not going to make a difference. Canada has got so much oil and gas and all of those beautiful things. And all of those things we are doing it and extracting it so much cleaner than many other places in the world. You would rather want to use the clean gas and oil than some of the others. And yeah, and we've just been restricting ourselves. Now, that is also immediately flipped. I mean, everybody is now more open to, okay, hang on a second, maybe we need to build a pipeline, maybe we need to export the stuff. I mean, it wasn't very long ago, what was it, a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, when the Ukraine war broke out, the Chancellor of Germany came all the way to Canada and said, hey, build a pipeline, put an LNG plant at the harbor and export, and Germany will buy all of your gas, all of the gas from Canada. We exported LNG over the ocean to Germany. We don't have to rely on Russia and all of those other all of those other things. And it was a huge opportunity for Canada to make a lot of money. And then our esteemed government at the time decided that there was no business case for it. Now, that's flipped around a little bit. Now everybody's scrambling, running around, trying to find other places to export to, which I believe is going to make Canada a lot stronger, because if we have other places that we can export our stuff to other than the US, it's more money that we're bringing into Canada, and it will just bump up the economy and everything is going to look a lot better on this side. So that's the other benefit of it. So yeah, you can hate Trump, you can hate what he's doing, you can scream and shout, but at the end of the day, maybe we should look at it and go, hey, it's a blessing in disguise. We're going to take a little bit of a hit. Things are going to get tougher, but it's going to make us stronger and more resilient. Maybe we will get the business from other places. We are going to develop. We're going to focus inward, and we are actually going to grow our own economy and our own country. And that's what excites me about the whole thing. I think the whole idea of trying to burn down Teslas is just stupid. It's just, I mean, the whole point of it is you are focusing on the wrong thing. You're focusing on being a victim and blaming the big bad man across the border, instead of looking at it as an opportunity to actually go and grow and be better and show the world what we made of. Anyway, guys, I thought I would just get that off my chest. We've got a federal election coming up very soon. It's very weird. Things are going up and down. I mean, not too long ago, the Conservatives had a 99% chance of an outright win, and now suddenly the Liberals are up again. Who knows what's going to happen? I can't vote yet, so I don't have a say in it. I'm just going to hope that the guys that win, and it seems like it's that way at least. Everybody is now focused on a Canada first solution to grow the country and to grow the economy, and I really think that's what we need after the last few years of focusing on I'm not sure what. All right, folks, you all have a good one. Cheers.